Hey there, I'm Steve, and welcome to Jamson Entertainment. And welcome to the conversation. Just before we get started, there are many ways you can help. You can like and subscribe so you never miss a conversation. But most importantly, please share this video. Get the word out. There's a community. We can talk about all the things that we love. Today on Throwback Thursday, we're looking at The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Starring Nicolas Cage, Pedro Pascal, Tiffany Haddish, Sharon Horgan, Paco Leon, Neil Patrick Harris, Lily Mo Sheen, Alessandria Mastronardi, and Jacob Spio. Sorry for mispronounced any of those names. I know this movie came out last year. I unfortunately missed it in the theaters because I was really looking forward to seeing a new Nick Cage movie who normally puts on a really good performance, sometimes in a bad way, intentionally. It's called The Nick Cage Freakout. This movie is a love letter and an ego stroke for Nicolas Cage. And it's unfortunate that this movie is very tone deaf. It's only an hour and 46 minutes long. I think it could have used 14 to 20 more minutes. But I'll start at the beginning. It opens up with this couple watching a Nicolas Cage movie, and they're huge fans of him. This is somewhere in South America. I can't remember where they said this is, or if they even said where it is. In the middle of watching it, the woman gets kidnapped, and then immediately cuts to Nicolas Cage in therapy with his daughter. At least the character of Nicolas Cage in this movie is not the best of fathers, and that's why he's in therapy with his daughter. He's constantly putting work before family, and that is a story that we've seen countless times. He's also financially hurting. He really wants to get this new acting gig, and he's talking to, I think, the director, who ultimately doesn't go with him. His agent is played by Neil Patrick Harris. His name is just Fink. And Fink got him this gig at a birthday party, and Nick's like, I'm not doing a birthday party. That's stupid. This birthday party is for Javi, and the two of them hit it off relatively fast. And Pedro Pascal and Nicolas Cage do have good on-screen chemistry together. Now, how this movie is tone deaf, when Nick lands in South America, he first runs into Vivian. When we're introduced to her, she's talking to her partner in the CIA. They're at the airport waiting for this plane to land, and so they can surveil Javi. If he doesn't come off the plane, Nicolas Cage does. Both agents are disappointed that they don't have Javi, and they're wondering why Nick Cage is there. Vivian has the idea of implementing Nick Cage into their investigation. The scene ends, and then at one point, they kidnapped Nick Cage, and through the conversation, they recruit him. Now, they kind of do a weird thing with the edit here and the timeline. While they're recruiting him, they're showing the future, like a party he's going to be at for Javi and what he needs to do. But what actually happens is they skip the whole part where the special agents go back and forth between trying to figure out how to get back into Javi's world so they can continue and complete their investigation and coming to the conclusion, recruit Nick Cage to work for them. It just comes out of nowhere. There needed to be 3 minutes, 5-minute scene tops of the CIA agents coming up with a plan. Another way this movie is inconsistent, Nicolas Cage has, I don't know if it would be an inner monologue, but he has a younger alter ego as like the voice in his head, and it's the voice in his head that pushes him to put acting before his family. They give the voice in the head the name Nicky, probably because he's younger. He only shows up 3 times. I think it would have been way funnier if he showed up throughout the movie, be in the room with other people, because he doesn't show up in the room. I mean, they can't see him because it's in Nicolas Cage's head, but it would have been absolutely hysterical if Nicky popped up in crucial moments, and it just would have been visual storytelling that Nicolas Cage is overthinking. So not only is it a consistency problem, but it's a missed opportunity. The movie is enjoyable. It did get some good laughs out of me. Some of those laughs were at just how low budget this movie is, because whenever there's driving, except for some moments in the Jeep, it is painfully obvious that they're driving against a green screen. At some point, Javi and Nicholas are being driven somewhere. You could see the green screen being reflected off the 2 actors in the front of the vehicle, and you can see the outline. It's laughably bad. That just tells me that all the money went into getting Nicolas Cage to be the lead in this movie, and then also getting Pedro Pascal because he's up and coming. This movie was probably pitched to Nick Cage as like, we're gonna do a movie all about you, and that, like, Nick, he checked out after that. I was like, I'm gonna do it! He heard from nothing else, and he just did the movie. It's like, this movie's all about me. And that's beautiful. It is fun with all the nostalgia that they put in here. I mean, Javi has a whole shrine devoted to Nick Cage, and it has props from all of his movies. The movie is self-aware to an extent because Nick watches himself sometimes. However, with this being very tone deaf and there being missed opportunities, I'm glad I didn't see this in theaters. I bought it on Blu-ray. I recommend to you to catch it on streaming though. Those are my thoughts on the unbearable weight of massive talent. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching and live your imagination.